Hi there, learners! Welcome to another lesson on creative nonfiction. Our topic for today is creating a draft of a short piece using literary conventions. A piece of writing goes through a process or stages. These steps do not always follow one another in succession. Instead, they are recursive, meaning a step can occur again at any point in the process. For instance, while revising a historically based short story, a writer may discover he or she needs to do additional research about the time period the story is set, which takes the writer back to the pre-writing stage. In this lesson, you are expected to write a draft of short piece using the studied literary conventions.
You have learned in creative writing and other writing subjects about the stages of writing, whereas pre-writing aims to conceptualize and outline things and concepts to be included in your output. Pre-writing can be associated to a draft of a written output. Drafting is the preliminary stage of a written work in which the author begins to develop a more cohesive product. A draft document is the product the writer creates in the initial stages of the writing process. In the drafting stage, the author develops a more cohesive text and organizes thoughts.
Pre-writing or planning. This is the stage where the writer thinks of the possible concepts or ideas. Conceptualizing helps to determine the flow of the write-up. Some writers keep a composing diary, a record of records and notes, possibly drawings or photos. Authors, by and large, are solid eyewitnesses who record what they see, hear, taste, contact, and smell, since it might turn out to be a piece of a story, a sonnet, a true-to-life article, a play, and so on. Writers make several decisions in the pre-writing stage as well. They will answer questions like the topic, readers or audience, the mode of delivering the context, the genre, the point of view and how to tell the content, and some factual information. In the previous lesson, you have opted to understand the writing prompts based on the type of nonfiction, whether it is informative, narrative, or argumentative. Each of these has a format to be followed. A better outline shall be created first to determine what to be included in your output. In writing your draft, you may consider the following. Number 1, identify your topic. In choosing your topic, you need to consider the possibilities of gathering the contents. Remember that nonfiction deals with factual information and should be based on reality. The topic shall also be interesting with your target audience. Just tell something about your story in just 1 to 3 sentences. You can also make a list of possible theme, tone, and motive of your piece depending on its applicability. Number 2, outline your story or output. Considering the writing format per type of nonfiction, start creating your outline. The outline will help you organize your thoughts. You do not need to write the entire paragraph. Just write on your outline the topic or concerns for each paragraph. Consider from the introduction part to the body to the concluding part your piece. Aside from the parts of the piece, you also need to consider other elements that are applicable to your genre, such as the characters and characterizations, setting and atmosphere, conflicts, point of view, and other possible elements. Use the learned styles, elements, and techniques. Now that you have learned the various styles, genre, formats, elements, and techniques in writing a nonfiction story, start writing on a freehand move. Just write everything that comes out to your mind. Since you have the outline, this will guide you to adhere to the aim of your writings. The use of these elements and techniques provide vivid impact to the readers once you are done writing it. Keep on writing until you drive your writings to your outline. If there is a plot, see to it that you have attained to write the complete 5 parts of the plot. If you are struggling to your ending, do not worry. You can work on that later. When you are writing, you can have it on handwritten way or direct it to your device like computer. There are writers who are comfortable to start their draft with their pen and paper. There are also writers who intend to directly write their ideas on their devices. It is all up to the comfort of the writer. Number 4, impart dialogues and other conventions if necessary. Using the dialogues depending on the genre or type of nonfiction that you chose to use makes the piece more interesting and appealing to the readers. The diction plays also important thing in your writing. Remember your target audience. Think of the possible titles of your piece. Make at least 3 possible titles of your piece. Consider the content and see to it that the title is interesting and catchy to the target audience. And lastly, number 6, read your draft. Read your draft aloud. This will help you to review and comprehend the things and information that you have written. You may also let other people to read your draft for them to suggest for possible adjustments for improvement. Using the template, start conceptualizing your characters and other essential elements of your draft. Copy the template and accomplish it in your notebook. Learning Task 6. Identify your target audience. What are the concepts that you considered in choosing your target audience? Write your answers in your notebook. Now for your next activity, start writing your draft. Consider all the facets in writing a nonfiction output. Write your draft in your notebook. That ends our lesson for today. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Teacher Diane. See you again next time. Happy learning!